Before conferring the prize, we are very honored that the Honorable Albert Gore, Jr., former Vice President of the United States, and His Excellency Kyriakos Mitsotakis, Prime Minister of the Hellenic Republic, are here this evening to offer words of congratulations. Mr. Gore has been a staunch advocate for the environment since his days serving in the United States Congress, Senate, and the White House. Today, he continues that work through his leadership of the Climate Reality Project, a nonprofit devoted to solving the climate crisis, and also through Climate Trace, another nonprofit that tracks greenhouse emissions around the world. Mr. Gore and the Ecumenical Patriarch first met in 1997 during the Ecumenical Patriarch's visit to the United States. Their commitment to a common cause is so strong that Mr. Gore navigated other commitments this evening to join us, and we are very grateful.
Thank you very much. It's such an honor to be here, and it is a particular honor to be with you, Your All-Holiness, the Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew, Prime Minister Mitsotakis, President Christodoulidis. Heather, thank you, Heather Templeton Dill, and the entire Templeton family, and all of the organizations that support the Templeton Prize, the John Templeton Foundation, the Templeton World Charity Foundation, and the Templeton Religious Trust. I should acknowledge all of the distinguished guests here, and there are a great many, but forgive me if I do not risk offending someone by leaving them out. And forgive me as well if I acknowledge my daughter, Kleiner Gore, who is the director of the Center for Earth Ethics at Union Theological Seminary, which is very much in the spirit of the Templeton organization. It is a great honor to be with you all today to celebrate and to congratulate His All-Holiness. In advance of this evening's ceremony, I was reflecting on the opportunity that I had to honor His All-Holiness when I served as Vice President of the United States. In 1997, as Heather referred to it, we celebrated his success in bringing diverse people together, and I quote, across the invisible lines that too often divide us. We celebrated him for his work to remove the barriers that separate people from one another, from their God, and from the natural environment. He gives me the credit for naming him the Green Patriarch. I'm not certain that I fully deserve that credit, but I will claim it robustly because he gave it to me. And I was struck by how far away some of our leaders are from this approach. Today, more than ever, we need more leaders to follow the example of His All-Holiness. Indeed, it was because of his commitment to bridging divides that 30 years ago this week, His All-Holiness embarked on what he called a latter-day ark of his own creation. Instead of 2 of every species of animal, and of course Noah was commanded by the Creator to save the living species, a commandment which I believe applies to us in our time. He decided upon a different pairing, theologians and scientists. The group set sail for the Greek island of Patmos, the place where 1,900 years earlier, St. John wrote the book of Revelation. And during his symposium at sea, His All-Holiness drew a connection between the scenes of devastation and deliverance in the book of Revelation to the choice humanity faced then and still faces today to solve the climate crisis. Here we are 30 years later, and because humanity has yet to take the advice of His All-Holiness and yet to take the climate crisis as seriously as he has wisely encouraged us to do. Every night on the television news, as I frequently say, feels like a nature hike through the book of Revelation. Fires, floods, famine, the storms of the kind that are hitting China even this evening, famines devastating people around the world. But as His All-Holiness has consistently argued, humanity faces a critical choice. In all three of the Abrahamic religions, there is a teaching that God has set before humanity a choice between blessings and curses, between life and death. Indeed, we do face that choice today. We can choose to continue our dangerous addiction to fossil fuels, an addiction that is representative of the curses that we do not want, a curse on the future of our children, grandchildren, and humanity itself. Or we can take His advice and we can embrace the blessings of climate solutions, which are completely present, the blessings of clean air and clean water, a stable climate, and a sustainable future. I have hope for the future because I believe human nature ultimately strives for the blessings of life. But we do face that choice. In 3 of the 4 Gospels, there is the parable of the unfaithful servant, a servant who is left in charge of the master's home when the master leaves on a journey. And while the master was gone, the house is ransacked by thieves who come and destroy it. And when the master returns, he asks what has happened. And the excuse offered is that the servant was asleep. And the lesson is that is not a sufficient excuse. Are we asleep? Is it an acceptable excuse? No, we know that it is not, because we have the ability, the God-given ability, to control our destiny. But we must make that choice here and now. You can see this work made tangible when you pass one of the Orthodox monasteries or churches or other facilities worldwide that have installed solar panels to play their part in reducing emissions and have made other wise choices to be sustainable. We must continue to be inspired by His All-Holiness's work. Let me close with the words of His All-Holiness from 30 years ago, and I quote, "The work which lies ahead for all those who love life is to translate this world community which exists as an object under threat more and more into a subject of promise and hope." Thank you.